horizontal asymptotes are expressed as y equal to a number. So it's looking at what's happening as your x values get infinitely large or infinitely small. Where is your y values approaching? These form the horizontal asymptotes. Now, the horizontal asymptotes have an interesting way to be found, and this depends on the degree of the polynomial. So remember, the numerator of the rational function is a polynomial. The denominator is also a polynomial. And we know from the previous lectures that polynomials have a degree. That degree is based on the highest power of your polynomial. So based on that degree, we have three cases. We have case one, where the degree of the numerator is smaller than the degree of the denominator. In this case, your horizontal asymptote is just y equals 0. We then have the case, the degree of the numerator is equal to the degree of the denominator. In this case, your vertical asymptote just takes the leading coefficient. Your horizontal asymptote is the ratio of the leading coefficients. And then finally, if your degree is greater than the degree of the numerator is greater than the degree of the denominator, then you do not have a horizontal asymptote. You actually have a slant asymptote. So that just means the asymptote is slanted or diagonal. Okay, let's see this play out in the examples. So let's start with example 1a. We are trying to find horizontal asymptotes. So we need to determine the degree of the numerator and the degree of the denominator. Okay, degree of numerator is 1 because the highest power here is 1. Degree of denominator is 2 because the highest power is 2. So degree of numerator is smaller than the degree of the denominator. Then horizontal asymptote is by default y equals 0. Now let's look at the next example, B. Okay, degree of numerator is 2. Degree of denominator is also 2. So they are equal. If they're equal, then what you do is you look at the coefficient of the leading term. So my horizontal asymptote then is y equals 4 over 2, which tells us y equals 2 is our horizontal asymptote. Okay, and then let's look at this last example. See, we want get the following. Okay, so this tells us that degree of numerator is 3 based on this. Degree of denominator is 2 based on this. So numerator's degree is greater than denominator. Then that tells us that we don't have a horizontal asymptote. Now, there would be a slant asymptote, and you can determine that by doing the long division.